Depression is the only illness where people want to know your qualifications. I'm asked all the time, like, what do you have to be depressed about?
Well,
You're like, I don't know, in a loving relationship, and your career is going well, so like,
and
why then?
Well, I mean, there's no good, reason for it. That's why it's called clinical depression, because if there was a reason, I would just be justifiably sad.
Oh, I still don't get it. And people are always offering me unsolicited advice like, have you tried positive thinking? I have one word for you: probiotics. Meditation is the answer because depression can't exist in the Zen zone. Mental illness is its own unique conundrum because if you have a physical ailment, people are immediately sympathetic. Oh no, I'll make you some soup. Hey, let me know if there's anything that I can do for you. Oh, you poor baby. Do you want me to bring you some healing crystals? But if that illness is mental, they kind of have a different attitude about it. Ew. I think that the best way to talk to someone with depression is actually not talking at all, but listening with compassion and not trying to provide solutions. I mean, unless that solution is encouraging someone to go to therapy, which is great because therapy is awesome, everyone should do it, but not necessarily trying to fix somebody's illness. And I know that our instinct when someone is sad is to try to cheer them up or try to help them. But depression isn't personal and it's not gonna go away with a pep talk. You can say supportive things like, I'm here for you. Is there anything that I can do right now? Look, you may not believe it right now, but the way that you're feeling is totally gonna change. But maybe stay away from, look on the bright side. We all go through times like this. Like, depression is just all in your head. You can totally overcome it. It's just mind over matter. And I think it's also really important to note that you should try to protect yourself too when dealing with a depressed person. If you're naturally an empath or susceptible to other people's emotions, it can be really difficult to separate yourself from it. I mean, I've definitely been guilty of trying to be there for a depressed person and letting their illness affect my mental state, which isn't good for either of us. So setting your own boundaries to protect your emotions is so important. And if you're talking to a depressed person or depressed yourself, I think a good rule of thumb for that and for life in general is just that everybody wants to be heard. So listening with compassion can make a huge difference in somebody's life. And I know it sounds like so simple and obvious, but you would be surprised at how rarely it actually happens. I'm Akana. Good luck. Thank you so much to Audible for sponsoring today's episode. You can listen when you're driving, when you're doing the dishes, or if you and a friend just want to sit in silence and listen to a story. So I'm currently listening to Sabriel, which I love because it's this 3-part trilogy starring a kick-ass lady necromancer. Audible is offering a free 30-day trial to give you a chance to try out their service. You can go to audible.com/Anna to download Sabriel for free or another book of your choice. That's audible.com/Anna.